morning, good afternoon, or good evening, wherever you're watching right around the world. Hope it's great to be going to your place here this evening or this afternoon. Like I said, depending on where you're watching, it's a brand new season for the AUSNZ Mega Esports Endurance Series on the PS5. And tonight, the time for practice is over, because this is the real McCoy. It's qualifying night for the 6 hours of Bathurst, all kicking off here on your Saturday evening before the big one on Sunday, of course, kicking off at 12 noon Australian Eastern Time, 2 p.m. New Zealand time. And let's have a look at how tonight's going to go for Q1. We've got a 25-minute session for Q1. And P21 to 31, your session is done. And then Q2, 20 minutes for Q2. And then Q3 and the top 10 shootout, as I welcome the man alongside me. A couple of apologies this evening, but we do have a multiple champion across various forms of sim racing and platforms. I speak of Jason Wilkinson. And Wilco, the talking is over. It's time for the action here tonight. Qualifying night for the big one.
Yes, we finally here. We've had a month of build-up, lots of pracky races, pracky quali sessions, and yeah, we're here. So 28 cars I think there is tonight. There's a couple that aren't doing quali tonight. We have 31 entered for tomorrow, but we might start going through each entry. We
might just do that, and we'll go from the starting from the top, of course. We've got the first entry, Cloakade and Jimbo, car number 33 there. And then we move right along, of course, to Nismo and Flying Kiwi, one of a couple of Hooncorp Esports entries there. And we might just go through here in numerical order, of course. Simon Bishop, the big guns, and Matthew Simmons for BCG1 there. The BCG1 racing team, of course, very successful around Bathurst. Isaac Frog, CP Water Arrow, AGT racing the Ford Mustang. Then it's the number 5, Jishan Captain Muffin for BSR1 in the Aston Martin. Then P8, the Stone Towel Orphan Drop for the Breslin Brothers racing team, Mercedes AMG. So that squad, good to see them here this evening. Chipperton and Aaron Thomas for Trash Talk Racing, Eastside, and another Ford Mustang. And then it's 18 Sideways, Glasso, the trio there. And Shake, and for the another Ford Mustang there for Hammer Racing, is moving right along here as the countdown continues. Binger for Kings Racing, this team close to your heart, Jason, going solo in car number 19, can you believe? Great effort from him if he can get that done over the course of the weekend. Fly Sky and Will I Am for FTSC Motorsport in another Aston Martin there. 33, Jimbo and Cloakade, where we started a few moments ago. Then 36, Nemo and Speedy Tyres for BCG4. Moving along to the main Hooncorp Esports squad. Hooncorp 1 with Smitty and Ikatosh in the Aston there. Car number 56, Viper. And Matty Donetti, who's been doing some really good things in the world of sim racing. I've had front row seats to that man's success in recent times. And then Norman Noodles for BCG2, car number 77, it's Mark, and Bits Are Missing for Old Time Racing there. Car 96 moving along to BCG3, and the BCG3 racing team there with Jono and Seth. Car number 100, the Ferrari of Metal Steel and Sparky for Podium 1. TT and Saint Sim for Podium 2 with the 101 entry. Then 102, Mercedes AMG for Podium 3, Diswood and John. And those two, Nismo Nath, Flying Kiwi for Hooncorp Esports 2. No pressure for Flying Kiwi, just being alongside the boss of Hooncorp Esports. And it's HSV and Mighty Murph there for 151 Motorsport. Another Aston Martin in the field. Good luck to Alan and Dean. Dask and CP Greeny for AGT Adrenaline. We've done that. HC Renegade, Flying Kiwi. And then it's Nick and Matchin for TTR Trash Talk Racing, the West Side version. Naked Blade and B. John for Cactus One Racing. Huge shout out to Maxi Naked Blade. Happy Bathurst, everybody. Subscribing to the channel. Then it's Hainsey and Stone Harbour for Loose Rear Racing, the 543 Mercedes AMG. And let's just take a breath here. Shawnee Fuller and Scotty Sniper for Lost Boys Racing They're both McLaren men there in the 555 McLaren. 666, the number we've come to associate with EXO. Going solo here for Cactus 4 Racing in the BMW. Adman and Gaz for Cactus 2. Another McLaren in the lineup. Heatstroke for Kilroy and Spawn in the 669 entry. 726 outplayed. Here's some names for you if you don't mind. Switchy, McEwen, Distinct Andrew in the Mercedes AMG. And we saw what they could do on Thursday night in the practice round. State 509 and Psycho for Cactus 5 Racing. And Jason, if that's not a incredible collection of some of sim racing and esports best drivers here with us this evening and for this championship, that is a very impressive lineup. And I tell you what, the cream of the crop here with us tonight.
Yes, we are. There's a few teams that you might have seen as 3 drivers. They're just backup drivers. So the in-car 726 is just Twitchy and Andrew at this stage. So Matt's just going to be tagging along to watch. And then you've got car 18. That's Sideways Polka and Glasso is driving it with Shaky as their backup. But yeah, we're about to click into quali. Here we go. Who's going to be the first car on track and who's going to be the bottom X amount of drivers to get knocked out in Q1?
Well, I'm nervous up here. Let's see what we're going to witness in qualifying as we get underway here. And we see the cars coming out onto the circuit now. Great to have your company, of course, Mega Esports. Teaming up, of course, for Season 3 of the AUSNZ Endurance Series, the Bathurst 6 Hours. If you don't mind, Distinct Andrew there out onto the circuit along with several other cars. A few elected to stay in the pit lane, but here's how this commentary session is going to run. 25-minute session, only 2 sets of tyres for Q1, 2 and 3. And once this session is finished, Jason, P21 and P31, they can pour out a nice glass of Coca-Cola Zero and sit back and watch the stream because their session is done leading into Q2.
Yeah, so a knockout session like F1. Of course, we have more cars than F1. And we've got no Lance Strolls driving around, which is good. But yeah, so 26. So there's a couple that should be here that are missing at the moment. But yeah, 26 cars. So that means there's going to be a few cars missing out. So P21 onwards, after this session, they're done for the night. And just a quick note for everyone that is watching, all cars tonight only have 2 sets of tyres. So you're going to be running on a used set of tyres somewhere, so sometime during these quality sessions. Of course, they are a very hard tyre, so they can do multiple runs. So most guys, especially the top teams, they might only do 3 or 4 laps and then park it for the rest of the session. So it seems like most cars are out. A few of the big names are out, for example. But yeah, so it looks like it's going to be Clocade's going to be the first car to start their lap. One of those BCG cars have just pulled into the pits, car 56, so they're doing a driver swap. And yeah, we'll see how Clocade goes. First car in Season 3 to potentially set a lap time.
Potentially, all going well and according to plan, but as we know, it's not always that easy. Through Hell Corner we go, up Mountain Straight. Here comes Clocade for Kings 1 Racing, starting the 6.213 kilometres of this Mount Panorama circuit. What a place to start. The spiritual home for Australian motorsport. And we're not biased, but let me tell you, yes, we are. We love this circuit, that's for sure. And apologies to any Lance Stroll fans out there in the chat, out there watching. We've got a big audience here tonight, Jason. And half of Canada's just switched off. But here comes Clocade. Jason, talk us through this lap. Very close. Nothing, leaving nothing on the table here on his first flying run.
Yeah, it's balls to the wall pretty early. You don't want to be crashing and sliding around and pretty much cooking the tyres because, as I said, these are a hard set of tyres, but if you have a big slide or a crash and they get really flat spotted, it's pretty much a set gone. So you sort of want to do a fast enough lap that you can park it comfortably. As I said, looking for maybe a high 201 to get into the next session. It's been very close, although, so who knows? We could even see faster times, or we could have people just sort of making little mistakes and, yeah, not going as fast as they can. But we're predicting a high 201, so 201.8. If you get under that, you should be safe into Q2. So we'll see, but let's get these first few cars. So we've got, so Clocade's going to be the first car, and then you got Andrew or Twitchy. I'm not sure who was in the car. It might be Twitchy. Actually, I can test it. It is Andrew in the car, sorry. So you got those two to jump over the line first, but here comes Clocade.
Let's have a look at Clocade now in the Nissan. Across the line he comes, and it's a 201.722. As we take a look at Distinct Andrew, well, he takes that time and then takes almost 8/10 of a second off of that time. 2 minutes flat. We are seeing incredible pace here early in this session. 20 minutes to go in Q1 as Binger King also on a lap. Thank you, Jimbo, Simon Bishop, everybody joining us as well. George, hope you're having a great time out there. He says it's alive. It well and truly is here this evening. Here comes Nismo across the top of the hill, and you can see now these times are coming in thick and fast here. Distinct Andrew right at the top of the order. 31 cars, 60 drivers, 7 manufacturers here this evening. As we see, you can have a look. We don't want to look at the pit lane. Here comes EXO across the line. So already, Jason, we're going slightly quicker than those times we expected in Q1.
Yes, but of course there's still a lot of cars that haven't set a time yet, so we're going to have to wait maybe another 10 minutes so we can sort of get a rough idea of where that cutoff is going to be. But of course, again, if you are new to watching our ACC races, if you look on the numbers on the far left of that board there, you'll see the white backgrounds. They're our pro team, so there's only about 8 of them, so they're the cream of the crop. They have a fast driver 1 and an equally fast driver 2. So those teams, they're going to be battling for the win tomorrow. Then you've got the silver or the grey background. They're our Pro-Am team. So they have one really good driver and one driver that might not just have that, you know, consistency and pace, one or the other at the same time. So they're our Pro-Am teams. And then you've got our red backgrounds. They're our amateur teams. So they're the guys that are new to the game. Just having a bit of fun, doing it for fun, or just not quite as quick yet. So at least every single driver should be able to have a go at their own class win or class podium. So I think we have, it was 8 pro teams. I think it's about 16 Pro-Am teams, and then I think it's 7 or 8 amateur teams. We'll have to look at the spotters guide and confirm that, but yeah, so you can see those numbers. So you're going to expect those white numbered cars, they're going to bump up towards the end of the session. You can see obviously Andrew and Hainsey 6/10 clear of P3 at the moment. So yeah, we're in for a good quality night. I'm keen.
We certainly are. We're glad you're keen. I think gentleman drivers was the term many years ago, wasn't it?
Yep, gentleman drivers.
More the casual racers that come in rather than the professional esports guys. Here comes EXO around the final corner in the Cactus 3 entry for BMW Motorsport. He had a slight moment there, didn't he, across the line? And he looks to be just, well, P15 for him, 4.9 seconds off of the pace. Nismo starting a lap there, but who have we got on a quick lap at the moment as we take a look coming around the final corner? Captain Muffin.
Hainsey's actually, oh yeah, you can look at Muffin, but Hainsey is going down Conrad. He's half a second up at the moment, so that should put him very close to Andrew's time.
Let's have a look. Well, if he gets, he needs 3/10, 4/10 in fact, would get the job done perfectly. Let's have a look. He's up here. Here comes Hainsey towards the final corner now, down to Murray's corner. Very, very important to get your braking point here as he comes in, hits that apex very nicely out into the start-finish straight. Can he improve? We're looking. He certainly can. He goes to the top of the timing sheets. Provisional pole position for Hainsey with a 2.617.
Here comes Andrew.
And here comes Andrew. What can he do? He needs that 10th of a second. The good drivers can find that 10th of a second. The really great drivers can find those 10ths of a second. And now he's back to the top of the timing sheets, Jason. Unbelievable, these two trading blows here in Q1 tonight.
Yeah, so that's what we expected. A couple of these guys are going to do a run early, and they're pretty much park it. They know that they're 2-minute 0.4, 2-minute 0.6. They're safe. So you might see them do one more lap just to get their eye in, and then you won't see them for the rest of the session. So it means it's going to take our focus off them, and we'll start looking at those guys lower down the order, trying to scrape through into Q2. But the next car that is on a good lap, we can jump on board with Smitty. He is currently 9/10 up. He's in P11. His best is a 2:02.6. So if he's a second up now, so if he gets that 1 second, that's going to be under that predicted knockout time. So then, yeah, that might be one to watch. Let's jump on with Smitty in Hoon Corp 1.
Absolutely. Let's take a look at this. Here he comes now on to Conrod Straight, beginning the run down. Mega lap from Hainsey. Stone Harbour, of course, no arguments with that. Kings P3 and P6 for Jimbo. Go Nissan says Skyline. Great to have everybody with us here this evening, and strap yourselves in. It's going to be an incredible night. Wherever you're watching right around the world, opening round of AUSNZ with Mega Esports for the PS5 Endurance Series. These times are tumbling. Hoon Corp 1 in the hands of Smitty here in this Q1 session, down to the final corner. So easy to miss the breaking point. He's going to go way faster here. It looks good. It looks quick. How quick is it? Let's have a look across the line.
2:01.3.
A 2:01.3 for Smitty. Matt Simmons has entered the chat. He says, watch out for Noodles and Simon. And we will not... they're in the pit lane at the moment, but let me tell you, Smitty up to P4, provisionally second row of the grid here. What's Binger King doing? That man in a Nissan, something we've become very familiar with. Great lap from Smitty. And you can see now, we've got Binger. McYoza there for Cactus, just ahead of him. I don't think that's going to be too much for Binger to worry about now. Down Conrod Straight we go. Let's have a look and see what he can do. As you can see, the positions adjusting. Very important in that last 10 minutes of the session, or in the last few minutes, the final few minutes of Q1, Jace, like you said, to keep an eye on that P20, P21. Because anything after P20, you can put your feet up and watch Q2 and Q3. And we are going live, of course, on several channels. NZ Sim Racing, Mega Motorsport as well as the Kid Buyers channel. Let's have a look at Binger King. He's improved slightly there, Jason, on that lap. 9/10 down in P5 for him at the moment with 13 minutes remaining.
Yeah, car 11, Aaron Thomas, he's 1.6 up, so that's going to throw him in the mix. That should be... Or he's going to be close to that cutoff, that predicted cutoff time, and he's an AM team. He 2:03.0, so he lost a bit of time in the end there. So maybe our predicted time might be a bit higher than we thought. Let's have a look. There's still a few cars that haven't set a time. So we've got car 56, car 369, car 407, and car 27. So there's 4 teams to set a time, and currently P21 is Exorcist. P20 is on a 2:03.8. So yeah, it looks like we're going to see some people going faster. Looks like the top 3. Simon's just snuck into P3, by the way. We missed that, but those top 3 seem to be done for this session. Smitty and Binger are still out there. Noodles, Clocade, and Darsk, they might be happy with their time. You've also got Darsk and Metal Seals with P8 and P9 doing the exact same lap time, by the way. So 2 minutes 1, 2 minutes 2 a lap, and you can't separate them. So that's how close some of these Pro-Am teams are. And then, yeah, you see Captain Muffin is currently P17. Yeah, we're starting to see who's going to be in the danger zone.
Well, welcome to the danger zone. I won't do the tune, but here's a very quick man. We'll try and keep it professional, at least for Q1. Here comes BCG5 across the line, P18 for Matt Danetti. He's been doing very well, of course, in GT7 and a few other series across different platforms. We've got 7th to 11th in the pit lane as he goes back to the pit lane now. Binger King across the line, 5/10 off of provisional pole position with a P3 there. Watch Binger, says Jimbo. And boy, oh boy, we've done that now. And let me tell you, he's looking good. Smitty now as we see car number 11 as well. Is that Aaron Thomas just inside the top 20? We're taking a look at Smitty there, and what can Aaron Thomas do? Up to 17th. So 18th now, I beg your pardon. So is he safe? Jason, that's going to be interesting to see that cut-off. This, like you said, the cut-off time might not quite be what we expected coming into this evening.
Well, let me go back. Maybe I've been saying the wrong time the whole time. Maybe it was a higher 202 we had as a predicted time. No, well, for benefit of the stream, I did say a 2028. I definitely said 2018, but 2028. I'm going to call that as the cut-off time. So let's see how close that is. Get your prediction in. What do you think the cut-off time is going to be? Currently, as I said, P20. Their time is a 2028. So how much faster do you reckon cars are going to have to go to make sure they're that P20 to that little tick into Q2? So get your comments in. Let's go.
Let's have a look. Simon Bishop, 1.8 might be the 10 cutoff, the top 10 cutoff. Here comes Smitty. Across the line we go. He gets onto another lap. And McYoza there, Porsche GT, redeemed the right on board with...
Jump on board with car 369, Matchin, down in P20. It's currently 7 tenths up, 8 tenths up, so he's come out, this is only his second lap, so he's been one of those teams that have waited the first 10, 12 minutes, now they're out there setting a time. You can see there's a few cars that have already parked it, so again, this is the strategy. Having 2 sets of tyres, it means, do you go early, like some of those top teams have done, put a lap on, risk getting knocked out later, unless you do a 2-minute flat, then you're pretty safe, and risk getting traffic, or you wait a little bit, you take the traffic away as a risk, but then put the risk on of making a couple of mistakes and not getting a clean run on it and then running at a time. So currently matching these 9 tenths up, so put him well inside the top 10. At the moment, he's got a 202.8, so he's our quote-unquote guy that's through at the moment.
So there we go, matching across the line. Let's wait and see.
He went 9 tenths quicker and only went to P16.
Wow, so that gives you an idea just how close it is. You could throw a handkerchief over a few of them there, certainly in the lower part of the top 20. Yes, Porsche GT, McYoza. He's in the pits right now, of course, but we'll get to him in just a few moments. And we won't forget about your Porsche, don't you worry. And as soon as we see him come out, we'll give you some onboard action from him. Here comes Nismo. And is it written into our rule book that this man should get into the top 20? But he's currently P23 at the moment. But look how tight it is, Jason. A 10th. Covering about 4 or 5 of them there at the moment outside that top 20.
Yeah, and that's what I mean. It's going to be tight. If you think it's going to be close to getting in the top 20, wait until we get the end of the next session. As you can see, at the moment, P7 or P6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 are all 10s or 10s. Like, it's going to be nuts. There's going to be... Will we see a pro team just... make a little mistake on their Q2 run and have a couple pro-ams jump in. At the moment, the pro teams that aren't in the top 10 is BSR 1 with Captain Muffin, car number 5, and Maddie in BCG 5, car 56. So those two, I mean, Matt's on the cusp at the moment, but yeah, those two, you expect them to try and get into that low 201 barrier and try and get into that top 10 for the end of Q2.
Absolutely.
But let's keep looking around.
Let's have a look. Nismo across the line. What can he do? Not a great deal. No further improvement for him. Let's take a look. Car number 369 is matching there. Is he going across the line? He certainly is. Across the start-finish line. Our newest follower too, Stews Gaming on Twitch. Thank you for the follow, you absolute champion and superstar. We are pushing towards 450, and you have just joined a very exclusive club. So exclusive,
car 102,
Jason,
P22.
that P22 will get to car 102 in the more than capable hands of Diswood. And there's something about the burnt orange on a Mercedes AMG that just gets me going as he comes
P19.
across the line. P19, McYoza still in the pits there. Here comes another Mercedes across the line. Mark a Ledwich across the line, car number 77. And I was about to say, Stu, gaming on Twitch, our latest follower to the channel. You've joined a very exclusive club. 450 out of 8 billion is those percentages. I like those odds as we take a look now. Nismo in the pits, going through the order. And I've got to ask you the question, Jason, who can you see improving? Who can you see getting into that top 20? Who is not in the top 20 at the moment?
Oh, the tricky one. We've got a couple AM teams in there, a couple Pro-Am. So we know Fly Sky is a handy driver, but he's only in the last couple of days been pulled out of his car. He's been doing practice for a month. Now he's into an Aston, doing practice for about a day and a half. Because we have Will Star, who again, very, very, very good driver. He might be making an appearance the last couple of hours of the race tomorrow. And yeah, Water Arrow might be able to go faster. He's out there at the moment. But if I was, or Diswood just did a run, but yeah, I wouldn't want to be, if you're in P17 down at the moment, you'd probably want to be back out there sitting at lap time, because that's quite close. It's P17, 1.7 off, and then P20, 1.9. That's only 2/10, so it's going to be tight. It's going to be tight.
Certainly is. We see that in Formula One, don't we? In the knockout qualifying, Jason, you think you're safe, you go back in the pits, and next thing, you're not quite as safe, because the track conditions, 25 degrees air temperature, 29 degrees track temperature, optimum track conditions, no sign of rain with less than 5 minutes to go. And we have Mick Yoza out on track. We might jump on board with him as we go to see Mick Yoza there as we go through the rest of the field on our way to Mick Yoza. We're getting closer. It is a huge field here tonight, and it should come with a warning if you don't like flashing things. Here comes Mick Yoza now. Let's ride on board with him and take a look. Perfect timing as well, Jason, as we ride on board with Mick Yoza in the 999 BMW. He's currently sitting in P20, but he is not safe at the moment, is he, here as we see him start a lap?
No, he needs to, needs to get a time. I think we suggested 2:02.4 from memory, and that's currently the time he is on. So, let's see. Maybe we're going to go a little bit faster. Maybe it is going to be a low 2:02 to get in. So you can see the delta on the top left. Don't pay attention to the actual, well, you can't see it anyway, so that's fine. But just keep an eye on that delta. When you see it in the red, on the top left, just above, oh, that's wall. Maybe the pressure's getting to him. Maybe Porsche's letting him know that, oh, you're on stream. But yeah, you can see he's currently 4/10 down, so just above where he has laps. That at the moment is looking pretty rough. So you'll get another run, and yeah, we'll see. But I'm going to flick through, see if I see any green. Matchin just went up to P9, 2015. Sideways Polka is currently 4/10 up. He's in the car 18, so if you want to jump on board with him, it goes, his lap is cooked. You should be able to press your R2 button and find where he is. 4/10 up.
Absolutely. We'll stick with this lap. 1.5 down though, isn't he, for Mick Yoza? So Porsche there, your man is getting very nervous there in P20 as we head back to our broadcast, central broadcasting position here, and we take a look at Mick Yoza there. He was well down on that lap. You can see Speedy Tyres in BCG4 just making it in, and he has one lap to get through, so it's do or die for that man. And who else do we have at the moment, Jason? We've got
Sideways 18, yeah. Sideways Polka's just about to cross the line. Goes 2/10 faster, 2022, but he didn't improve on his time. So you got Captain Muffin is just hovering over a 10th up at the moment, so he should be okay. Let's keep flicking through. Metal Steel, he's in P12. Let's keep looking. Everyone seems to be just doing their last run now. Exorcist, he's just started lap. He's 2/10 up going into turn 2. So Ken Exo finds about a second and a bit here is what he's going to be looking at.
Well, let's have a look. 90 seconds remaining in this Q1 session. Big partnerships along with Hoon Corp, Mega Esports, Respawn Esports Centre as well. All the supporters there down the bottom. Let's have a look at Captain Muffin across the line. What can he do? P15 for him. As you can see there, Water Arrow in the pits. These guys now, if they're not out there, it might be their nights. Their qualifying nights might be done. EXO now looking good. Jason, is he up on this lap with the Delta? We'll wait and see as he comes across the top of the mountain and starts the run down the mountain now. 1 minute remaining in qualifying. So you can see the drivers on your track map in the bottom right-hand corner of your screen. Jason, it's do or die now in the final minute of Q1.
Yeah, and EXO is currently 4/10 up, so it might not be enough, but he's going to get another lap. So if he has the fuel and he just wants to absolutely send it and see what he can do, got nothing to lose at the moment. So he's, as I said, 2.5 tenths up at the moment, so that might move him forward. I don't have the actual live timing at the moment, but yeah, as we said, got to keep an eye on car 36 as well, because as Simon said, Speedy Tyres just jumped in late into the quali session. Didn't even get time to put on the virtual belts, and he's out on track, and he's got to do one lap to try and get into that top 20. So currently, his time to chase is still that 2:02.4 for Mikyoza, who I think they're probably, yeah, oh no, they're still on track, but I did see they had a moment. But yeah, let's see. So where did EXO go? EXO, yeah, he's still going
to start another lap. We might have a look at Speedy Tyres. Simon says, look at this man for BCG. Isn't that funny, Simon telling us to look at a BCG car? The Ford Mustang at number 36. Looking very nice indeed. I've never seen a livery on these Mustangs in ACC, Jason, that I didn't like. As we come at a Conrod straight here at the moment. The time is ticking. And we'll take a look. There are other drivers coming across the line. Captain Muffin there. He might be coming across the start-finish line. You can see there the checkered flag next to his name. But this is where it all begins for one last hurrah in this Q1 session. P21.
Oh, he grabbed the grass on the entry.
And, oh, he should have. He's let it go on this occasion. But how much time is that going to cost him here? Coming down to Murray's Corner, the final corner here at Mount Panorama. Here he comes. It all comes down to this, onto the start-finish straight now, across the line. Let's have a look.
Oh, he didn't do it.
He hasn't done it. He hasn't done it. So car number
237 down in Exorcist. Where's EXO on his time? He's 5 tenths down too, so yes, that will be it.
Let's have a look. Renegade, what can he do? Can he go quicker for Hoon Corp 3 across the start-finish line? Now he comes. No, he can't. So it's all down to the number 666 in the BMW for Cactus 3. Here comes EXO.
It's not looking good.
Not looking good at the moment. And wow, not a very glass half full approach from my co-comment. Oh my goodness.
Oh, that's not good at all.
No,
that's an invalid lap.
The glass is half empty, and that's it for Q1. And let's just recap.
Close.
It is very close indeed. Andrew with a 2 minutes flat, 4:87 ahead of Hainsey. That pace at the top is very, very hectic, let me tell you. But let's take a look at the drivers, Jason. Lower down the order because they've missed out here. Nismo, bad luck for him. Look at that.
1/10.
Barely a tenth of a second. Nismo the first to be eliminated there for Hoon Corp 2. Then Mark Ledwich, Speedy Tyres is out there, just getting some airtime.
That's quality done, yeah. He's just doing a lap, may as well burn up that set of tyres because they're not going to be used again.
And getting some airtime for the sponsors there for BCG4. Fly Sky out as well, eliminated in that session. And so is Exorcist for Cactus 3. Water Arrow and P26 for him for AGT1. And also HC Renegade as well. So there you have it. We've lost 7 drivers from this Q1 session. Can you believe it? And do not go anywhere because we've got another 20-minute session coming up. And in Q2, of course, P21 to 27. Their night is done, Jason, and we are getting ready to count down to Q2. 20 minutes, 25 minutes for Q1, 20 minutes for Q2. And we're almost ready to go. In fact, straight into Q2 here now for cars 1, P1 to P20 to start their runs. And after this session, Jason, P11 to 20, their night is done before Q3, followed by the top 3 shootout.
Yes, correct. So Stone Harbour, because you guessed the corrected cutoff time, I've just give you a sub, brother. So there you go. I think that come through. Has it come through? Yeah, there we go. So yeah, now we're starting to see again. Pressure's coming up now. We're turning the wick up. If you want to gift a sub, if you can guess pretty much the exact time that P10 is going to do, you'll get a gifted sub. So let's throw in your comments. Let's go. Comments. We can check YouTube comments as well if they're not linked up. Let's have a look.
Here we go. As we can see with NZ Sim Racing TV. Thank you, George. Looks like everything's been fixed now. Just some information coming through there for GT7, but that's been fixed up. And you can see there going live across YouTube, NZ Sim Racing TV on YouTube, and Mega Esports as well. And as well as live on Twitch. And thank you, Jason, gifting the sub to Stone Harbour now as we close in on our targets. But cars out on the circuit, 18.5 minutes gone in Q2. And where do we begin to talk about this? 31 cars this weekend, 60 drivers, 7 manufacturers, 8 pro teams, 16 pro-am teams, 7 am teams. And let me take a breath. We've got 10, all led by the Mustangs. I said before, I've never met a livery on the Mustangs in this game that I didn't like. And this is the first Mega Esports round 1 of a new championship. Season 3 AUSNZ Endurance Series for the PS5. And Jason, isn't it fantastic to see seeing the numbers for endurance racing? It's something that's really kicked off on the console. And some of the numbers we've seen over the first 2 seasons of this series have been fantastic. And we're just going from strength to strength, aren't we, with the field we've got this year?
Yeah, and I think part of that is cutting down to 2 drivers too. It means rather than having 22 cars with 3 drivers in it, we now have 2 drivers in it. So yeah, it just means we get an extra few cars on the track. And yeah, it just makes it, the whole entry list stuff on my side, nice and simple. It's just 2 cars, not 2 drivers per car, not trying to fit in 3 and rearranging them and all that sort of stuff. But that's a story for another day. We're here in Q2. Now the question is, as Jimbo asked, who is on used tyres, who's on a brand new set? Is some people saving their brand new set for later in the session, or even brand new set for the shootout if they're that confident they're going to make it through? So I guess we're going to see by the top if there's a couple of those white background cars sort of in that 10th to 15th mark after their first run. Do they whack on a new set and go out the track?
That's the question. So many questions. I haven't got many answers for you at the moment, Jason, but thank you, Jimbo. Thank you to everybody watching across both YouTube and Twitch here this evening. Expected cut-off time to make Q2. 201.8 is what we're looking at here this evening as we take a look at Hainsey here climbing the hill once again. And Nismo, there's silver lining to that one. Every cloud, he says, that was very hard work. At least we can put our feet up and watch the show. And let's hope we can put on a fantastic show for you there. And got a feel for him, just over a 1/10 of a second for the boss of Hoon Corp Esports. And let me tell you, let's go, Simon, says Matt. Let's have a look at what Hainsey can do here. 201.8, Jason. Let's wait and see how accurate that is. And like you said, let's wait and see who is on used tyres. Hainsey taking, there might be some yellow paint on that Mercedes-Benz now for the rest of the lap. He is absolutely on it here.
Yeah, I'm just on board with a couple other drivers. We're starting to see the first times coming through. So Simon, 2-minute 0.9. Noodles, 2-minute 0.1. They're all starting to cross the line now as went into the pit, so they've just done one lap and back in. So maybe that was just a banker and old tyres. That's another thing people might do. But yeah, we're starting to see here comes Binger, 1.2 off. So yeah, it looks like everyone's just getting their bankers in. And then yeah, there's Andrew. He's just gone
Oh, he's only gone half a tenth faster than Simon, so we know he can do 2-minute point 3, 2-minute point 4. So maybe he's on a used set of tyres, but now everyone's starting to set their times. Now we can start looking at deltas and we can see who's starting to go really fast now.
Let's have a look. Here comes Shawnee Fuller for Lost Boys across the line. Up to P4. Very nice indeed. It's getting busy. It's getting busy. There goes Sideways Polka. As we take a look now, there's it's so much action happening. I don't know where to look. Let's have a look at Stone Tower for PBR and what he can do. Here he comes. And you can see there up to P13 for him as he's stationary now. Let's have a look. The Hoon Corp 1 squad in the more than capable hands of Smitty here now. Car number 37. Exo says very tough indeed. Didn't have his lucky budgie smugglers on. Thank you, Exo. That image will stick with me for not only the rest of tonight, but the rest of the foreseeable future as Smitty goes across the line. And Jimbo now excited about Clocaid and Binger. And Smitty, Nismo says, come on, Smitty, put it on pole. Just for funsies, he says. This is serious business, if you don't mind here. As who else have we got on a run? Car number 1. Is that who I think it is, Jason?
It is, but he's on a cooldown lap and he's going to go again. He's 1.6 off, so if people want to get their ride on board tokens, use them. And you can pick a car, any car that's on track now, to ride on board, and we can give you a full lap of what they are looking at, how their steering is, what traction control settings they're running, what brake bias. We can get all the spicy info, and you can see how they actually attack it. If they're your friend, get your, I think it's 200 coins, and you can ride on board and get your driver in of who you want to see. Cuddle up around Bathurst.
And boys, step right up, and oh geez, we've got a tie here between Jimbo and Stone Harbour. Jimbo wants to see Clocaid, and Stone Harbour, he wants to see a car 543.
Let's do Clocaid. We can watch him over the top because we'll go over the top of the hill, and then we'll go to car 543. Watch them over the top, and then car 1 will be So we'll go Clocaid first. Watch him over the top of the hill, and then we'll watch Hainsey over the top of the hill too.
Let's have a look. Let's have a look at this. Here comes Hainsey now. And I tell you what, Stone Harbour, Jimbo will feel a little bit hard done by there, getting his coins in. Nismo says it's got to be the number 1, right? Defending champions. And yes, thank you for that, Nismo. But here he comes, 5 tenths down on the Delta. And
yeah, I reckon we might go to Hainsey now.
We might go to Hainsey.
I know Hainsey's in the pit, so let me see who's on the lap quickly. Simon's again a second down, so maybe we'll jump on board with Simon. He's gearing up for another lap here. So he's done a 2-minute point 9 as his banker. He's then done 2 201s and a 202. So whether he just made a little mistake, so he just sort of backs out, doesn't want to hurt the tyre, or he's on old tyres. We'll see. So let's jump on board with Simon. Matt's teammate, and let's have a watch of the Master. As Nismo said, the reigning champs, car number 1. Let's see then how he attacks.
Here we go across the start-finish line. You know what? We're going to shut up and we're just going to let you enjoy the pure sound of the number 1 BMW car for BCG1 of Simon Bishop. Watching the season opener of the AUSNZ Mega Esports Endurance Series. Let's enjoy a lap with the Master himself, Simon Bishop, around Mount Panorama, and like I said, we'll be back with you very shortly. Welcome back. My goodness me, I could live to be 150 and still never do a lap like that. And that was very, very quick. In fact, so quick, Jason. It's put him to the top of the timing sheets here in Q2. An excellent lap by the master, Simon Bishop, with a 2 minutes flat there, 0.527, less than just over half a tenth ahead of Andrew.
Yeah, so yeah, good lap to jump on board. He had a couple slower laps, and then there he goes, pops out a min 205. Sorry, min 2 minute 0.5. Sorry. And now let's have a quick look around. Who is currently up on their time? We got Stone Cow, car number 8 in P16 at the moment. Lovely black and red Mercedes. You can never go wrong with a black and red car, can you? He's currently 3/10 up as he goes down the S's into the dipper.
Let's have a look at this. PBR Racing. And what a lap indeed. Graphics look great, very smooth indeed. A big shout out to our man Andrelli behind the scenes, Jason Wilkinson, working with us to get these graphics to you. And a big shout out to him. We know he's out there and he does incredible work, just part of a much bigger team behind the scenes, of course, for Mega Esports in this AUSNZ Endurance Series. As we take a look at Stone Town now, 1.5 seconds off of the provisional pole position time, which we saw a moment ago. On board with Simon. You do not want to be going out there through the chase. How's that going to set him up for the last corner?
He was 7/10 up, and now he's back to zero, back to nothing. So that cost him 7/10. So I'm not sure where 7/10. He's currently on a 202.1. That would have put him towards that top 10 area, wouldn't it? So Simon's just done another slow lap, 2 minute 3 that time. As I try and speak English. There we go. Kilroy, he's in 11th, and he 10th up. So he's. So let's see what Kilroy can do. I can try and speak.
That's all right. It's happening again, Jason. Please, if you're out there watching, and I know you are, there's a few of you out there now, all 38 of you, if you don't mind. Please, can we pass the hat around and just get a bit of money towards Jason? Just getting some new equipment there, Jace.
I'm just talking about it too.
Yes,
and Kilroy's up to P10.
And Kilroy up to P10. As soon as you mention the mic, funny things start happening. Speaking of Mike, we are missing, I think at the top of the show, we mentioned a couple of apologies tonight. George Cook, the great George Cook, who's a very, very, very high quality operator. We know he's out there watching tonight. He's very busy this weekend, moving house. If you don't mind, he's missing round 1. And P17 there on that occasion. Dusk, you can see there for AGT2 coming down Conrod Straight. And he is currently half a second up. Exo Andrelli, the living legend. Let's have a look and see what Dusk can do for AGT2. Big shout out to Chuck Norris as well, who's not joining us for qualifying, but he'll be there on Sunday. And as well as the voice of the New Zealand Speedways, the one, the only Mike Howe. And what a fantastic job he does. Big shout out to Mike, who will also be with us on Sunday as we take a look at Dask across the line. P14, Jason, on this occasion for that car, the 232 Mustang, looking good as Simon Bishop comes back out for another run.
Yes, and I've just jumped on board with P18, car 11, Aaron. Getting the slipstream from their system. I think that was matching game. Not going to get that top 10, but he's going to improve on his time, which could be crucial, because towards the end, you never know. If you're P13, it's going to be better than P18 come tomorrow morning. Tomorrow lunchtime, sorry.
It certainly is, depending on how you wake up tomorrow morning. P11 to P20, your qualifying session is done.
A second faster.
Jason!
And he only went up 1%.
Get a real microphone, for crying out loud. This is your final warning as Aaron Thomas goes into P18. I've had enough, Jason. I've been putting up with this for far too long. Let me tell you, Aaron Thomas there. Who else? What are we doing here? We're still live. Yes, we certainly are. 41 people watching as B-John is looking very, very good. Car 543. Let's ride on board with Hainsey now, Jason, for Stoned Harbour. We're going to give him a little bit of Hainsey. Not only has he used 250 coins, that's not Hainsey, is it? But we're getting there, don't you worry about that. as we're getting ever closer to Hainsey. There he is, and let's take a look on the dash across the top here with the Mercedes car number 543. He wanted a lap, Jace, now he's going to get it.
Oh, you want me to talk now? Okay, I can keep talking if you want. Just 5 minutes. But yeah, Hainsey, where is he? There he is. Oh, he's on a 10th up at the moment. So probably a few of these cars need to start parking it and saving that. If you're under that 201.1, 201.2, you should be safe. But he's currently hovering on a 10th up.
Yes, and he wanted to talk. We gave him the floor. That was a little bit better that time around. Let's have a look at Hainsey here. Car number 543. And we've seen, some of our viewers have seen more of Andrelli than what they should have. Just saying, pretty big claim to fame, as that's a tongue twister, as Hainsey across the line, 2 minutes flat, 0.782. Let's just stick with this, Jason, for Stone Harbour's sake. We don't want to go away from this. He's currently, where we got a best lap of a 2 minute 0.730 last time around, half a tenth off of that time with a 2 minute 0.782. And here he comes now, climbing the mountain. This is looking good so far, but still a long, long way to go on this lap.
Yes, and now we're starting to look towards those cars around that top 10. So as you said, it's bloody close. So you got Kilroy's on a 2 minute 1.422. He's P10. Ahead of him is Smitty, 2 minute 1.402, so 2/100ths of a second away. And then in P11 is Machin, 2 minute 0.1.460. So there's nothing in it. There's going to be some heartbreak here. We've got two pro teams currently out of that top 10 at the moment. That's BCG 5 and Captain Muffins. Hainsey goes round, keeps it off the wall. That's not too bad.
Yep, it was, he just went around and around and around on that occasion as we take a look now. Here comes Noodles, if you don't mind, as we get all of our information up on our screens. Nismo, all the while, those top teams will be hoping they've left some rubber for the shootout. That is a very, very good point from our man Nismo, of course, because only the two sets of tyres for Q1, 2 and 3, as we take a look at Noodles coming up to the final corner.
Yes, and I'm just watching. We got Kilroy and Machin. They're both together on that back straight. Kilroy's just let Machin go through. Machin's very close to being, he's about a 10th off. Kilroy, he's going to get another lap. So those two are battling for P10 at the moment, unless someone else can come in and snatch it off him. But Smitty's come back out there. So there's a few cars that are starting to cut close. Let's see if Machin can improve on his time. It's going to be close. He's pretty much going to do the exact same lap time. So he's on his flying lap, final lap now. So we'll keep an eye on him and Kilroy, because they're P10. No, Machin's done. He's pulled off. He must have had any fuel left, so Machin's done. He's in P11. Done. That's the best he's going to be tonight.
Done. That's the best for him, and you know the drill. P11 to 20 out. That's going to be it. You can sit back and enjoy the stream across multiple platforms tonight.
Oh, Diswood had a big crash at the dipper.
And Diswood...
He's back in the pits. He was about 7/10ths up when he hit the wall there, so he's in P20s. He's last at the moment, but he was 7/10ths up and hit the wall.
And you can see, see how disappointed the cardboard cutouts there in the background at the top of the hill are, showing no emotion whatsoever as we take a look at Sideways Polka in a very beautiful livery. I keep saying it, I love this car, and that is a tribute, of course, to DJR, I believe. That looks very, very nice there, the yellow with the red wheels and the blue back end of that car, and Smitty and Kilroy in the danger zone. And you can see here coming across the top of the mountain, and that is it. 3, 2, 1, 0. And B. John doing very nicely up there in P5 for UXO, but here comes Sideways Polka now, and he is leading about half a dozen drivers, having a final run here in Q2. Of course, this will set us up for Q3, Jason, and the top 10 shootout, of course. Do not go anywhere. Whether you are watching in Australia, New Zealand, on YouTube or Twitch, across NZ, of course on YouTube, NZ Sim Racing TV, Omega Esports, of course on YouTube, Kid Buyers on Twitch. It's all happening for your Friday night. It might even be Saturday as well, if you don't mind. We're more than a day behind where I am as we take a look at who we've got to finish this session here in Q2.
So Sideways Polka's not going to improve, but Captain Muffin is currently 2 tenths up, and he's in the... So... I'm not... Roughly about 5 tenths. So, can he do it, as I've accidentally locked myself out of that? I cannot see what...
That's all right. Get that NBN technician over while you're at it there, Jason. Let's have a look at Captain Muffin now. BCR1 coming down Conrod Straight. Woohoo! B-John. Top 10. Thank you, Maxi Naked Blade. Good evening to you, Beaky. Apologies all. Cactus Racing for not being available. Thank you, though, for joining us. As you can see here, through the chase goes Captain Muffin, P16. What does he need here? He needs to find 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 tenths of a second. Down to the final corner at Murray's Corner, in fact. Here we go. Hitting the apex nicely out of the start-finish straight. P16 at the moment. And he stays in P16. What can car number 232 do in the hands of Dask? P15. No, it's not going to be enough. And there are your final qualifying results for the end of Q2. Boy, oh boy, it's getting closer, if anything, isn't it, Jason? We had a look at those times of a 2:01, 2:01.8, the expected cutoff time to make Q2. And we're a little bit closer.
2:014.
2:014, so a lot closer this time around. And it just, we do not have time to take breath here at the moment, Jace, because Q3 and the top 10 shootout coming up very, very shortly. But P11 to P20, guess what? They're finished for the night.
Oh yeah, that too. Yeah, so there we go. So that means Kilroy is going to be the car out for the shootouts. Kilroy and Smitty, Metal Steel. In the only Ferrari this weekend, they're there. Then you got the 2 Nissans, 2 Kings cars, Binger, then Cloquet. Then we got B-John, Noodles, Hainsey, and then, well, I guess those last 4 there, Noodles, Hainsey, Simon, Andrew. But yeah, I guess everyone wants to see that Simon versus Andrew. Andrew seems to have had the pace over the last couple of weeks. Is that pressure going to get to him? Is he going to be fine? Is Simon going to do a really good lap? We're all going to find out in the next 20 minutes, really. So first car, it's going to be Kilroy.
Let's have a look. Kilroy.
We are going to graphics up, baby.
Yes, we certainly are. And let me tell you, P10 will be going out ASAP once the car on their flying lap gets into turn 2. The next car leaves the pit lane. Dot point. Their Q2 time will be used to set the grid if multiple cars have invalidated their lap. Boy, I'm talking very quickly because the reason why is because Kilroy, if you get good enough at it, you might even get paid for some of it. But Kilroy out onto the circuit now, Jason. This is getting serious here.
Yeah, so now we're going to go through up the warm-up procedures. So you're going to find out done some out prep. It's always handy to do because it's a bit of a fine art to get these tyres up to temp in that first lap. So there's different ways to go about it. You can go about it the way Kilroy's doing, which is probably the preferred way on this game. It's just riding that brake, getting those brake temps up, which then puts the pressure up, and not going too hard on this first sort of, half the track, pretty much until you get to the elbow. That's when you can start sort of doing a bit more weaving because you don't want to hurt that tyre. Same thing is he on fresh tyres? Is he on worn tyres? That's one thing we don't know. It's probably one thing would implement going forward. If you're on new tyres, maybe put your rain light on, just so we know that you're on brand spanking new tyres. But that's sort of that's what we have to deal with. We don't know. There's 2 sets of tyres for the whole night, so the chance most of the cars have used those tyres already. Maybe those pro teams might have been able to scrape through on that one set so far. And yeah, we're going to see. But yeah, get those pressures up as best you can. And there's the trick to not overdo it and have too high pressures when you come starting the lap, because you need to be around that 27 mark as you are going pretty much through the cutting. So you want to have perfect pressures over the top of the hill.
Absolutely.
Here we go.
Here we go. It all comes down to this. We started with 27, 28 cars. Then there were 10 from Q1, Q2 eliminated. And now down to a top 10 shootout here. And it all starts with this man, Kilroy, behind the wheel of this car.
Sorry, 669.
669. And you can see there, let's have a look. Car number 669, the Ford Mustang there, being driven by both Kilroy and Spawn Racing. And round one of a new Mega Esports AUSNZ series. Here we go. Across the line, Jason, and talk us through a man who's done plenty of laps around here, I'm sure, in your lifetime. Just talk us through what Kilroy's going to be thinking starting this hot lap.
He's going to be shaking. He's going to be sweating. He's going to be a lot of people watching him at the moment. You've got to put that all behind you and just try and nail a lap. So it's tricky because Bathurst is balls to the wall sort of track. You can just put in a nice, 2 minute 2.1, 2 minute 2.3. That might get you a few positions up. But I guess if you're coming out first, you've got nothing to lose. You're already P10, so any position you can gain over the shootout is better than where you would have started anyway. So it means you can do that. Push it out to the wall, nearly nick that wall. That left mirror would have been gone. Go through. It's pretty much almost flat through there. A little bit of breakthrough here. No, and back on the throttle hard. 240 k's as he goes down. Bang, down a gear. Will he drop it down to first? Yes, he does. Through the dipper. Flick through these walls. The Chas Muscle corner there. Into the elbow. Try not to lose the back end. Get it stopped. Beautiful apex there. Oh, he hit the wall on the exit. No, he's done a dig.
Bang, look at that. That could be game over for him. Where's all the Mustangs, says Aaron Thomas. We are going live to YouTube as well, of course, through NZ Sim Racing TV and Mega Esports. Well, where's all the Mustangs, says Aaron. There's one less of them to worry about now, Jason, after Kilroy. There's a broken one now there. Kilroy for heat stroke out of this session. I believe the drivers have been told or advised to just try and finish their laps. Thank you, Simon, indeed. And there, Matty D51 and up the Beamers. And I nearly got that wrong. And he's
that's a shame though, but Kilroy, that looks pretty good over the top of the hill. We're never going to know what time that would have been, but yeah, just that little mistake. He got into the apex perfectly. He just got on the throttle a fraction too early. Had a little bit of understeer. Tyres weren't up to pressure, weren't in that window, so he just had a bit more understeer than he thought, and just nicked the wall, and it just bounced him and threw him to the left-hand side. But it's still a 2:13, so it's still faster than GD4. So he's done not too bad there, Kilroy, but yeah, he'll be disappointed, but at the same time, he knows. We'll head on to the next car. Smitty. Q2 there, he's hit the wall a couple of times. Let's jump on board with Smitty, or not on board unless people get those votes, if they get those kid coins in. But here comes Smitty. We know he can do a high 2 minute lap, but what can he do on a shootout lap?
Let's have a look here at Smitty. Down to turn one he comes here. Mickey towards says, oh no! Yes, who could forget that? Lewis Hamilton, Malaysia 2016, of course. Lost the championship that day, some might say. And here comes Smitty now, starting his lap. Hoon Corp 1. And let me tell you, these boys are here. Serious business for Smitty and HC Ikatosh for the number 37. And the Aston Martin there climbing the hill. It always is so fascinating to see, Jason, how they just leave inches and centimetres between these cars and the wall, sometimes even less than that. And you can see there, here we go, looking good so far. You can see he wants Viper there, young Liam, getting the coins in for Noodles for the duration.
Oh, that was close. He hit that curb more than he wanted.
That's a little bit too close for comfort. Breathe in, Jason, because that was a near miss, if you don't mind. And my goodness me, what are we looking at in terms of the delta time here, Jace? That would be fascinating to see.
So the only thing is with the shootout, we're not going to see because they technically haven't set a lap in this session. We really don't know, so we are going in blind. So I can tell you it looked quick. Kilroy's top sector there, it looked probably a little bit better. Smitty made a little mistake going down into the for there, but he got through the elbow cleanly. So again, anytime under or at 2:01.5, that he'll be pretty happy with that, because yeah, it's very hard to switch these tyres on in that one lap.
Here we go. Here comes Smitty then. Hooncorp 1 and car number 37 this weekend being driven by both Smitty, the man on your screen, and Ikatosh out of the final corner across the start-finish line. What can he do? It's a 2:01 point. I know you are, Jason, but a 2:01.570 gets them on the timing sheets here for the top 10 shootout now as we go to metal steel for PRT1, and that is a very, very handy
Ferrari.
lap. The only Ferrari, sad to
Any
say.
Italian fans out there? This is your car to watch and cheer on. Oh, he's nearly bowled wide at the chase, which isn't a good start, but yes, the only Ferrari here. So let's see what they can do.
Yes, it's the only Ferrari, of course, in this top 10 shootout, of course, and not only that, it's an orange and blue number as well, rather than the more traditional scarlet cars, that red colour. And who knows, we might see Metal Steel over there at Maranello with the black suit on in front of his car. But here he goes to start his lap. 2:01.570 is what we're aiming for. And this is qualifying night for the 6 hours of Bathurst, with thanks to AUSNZ, the Endurance Series and Mega Esports, round 1 of Season 3. And Stone Harbour, I adore a good-looking Ferrari. And you can see there that indeed is this is a good-looking Ferrari and a good-looking lap so far. New Logitech DD yesterday for Metal, so he should be looking good here. Well, that's got to be surely a front row start for Metal Steel. Here we go then. Nice, leaving a little bit on the table there, Jason.
A little bit there, yeah. Conservative, but that Ferrari, he had to get out of it then. That's cost him a couple of tenths through there. Out of the throttle time. But the Ferrari is definitely better over the top of the hill. It's one of those more downforce, reliant cars. The top speed is going to be hitting that 280, so a couple Ks slower than all the other cars. Slower than that. So you really got to push over those that top sector to really benefit what the car is capable of doing. He just made a little mistake there, so I'm going to guess this is going to be in the 202. But still, again, just completing lap is, what most drivers just want to do. I just don't want to stuff up, I just want to complete the lap.
Absolutely, 202s. I think you might have said there. Thank you,
yeah,
Simon.
202.
Good lap by Smitty. Will likely go up to P1, as you can see there. Metal Steel. Let's have a look now. Down to the final corner he comes in the sole Ferrari. So he's got a lot of people watching, of course, and not the least of which half of Italy's tuned in. And look at this, 1.1 seconds. So a 2:02.6 for Metal Steel there on that occasion, as Jimbo would like to ride on board with Binger. And well, we can do that, of course, because there's not a lot of other options here at the moment as we ride on board with Binger there. Dash cam, if you don't mind. Let's have a lap with Binger in this car, and beautiful view and a great perspective, Jason. Driver's eye point of view here of Binger's top 10 shootout qualifying lap. Here we go for a lap with Binger in Vanessen. And thank you, Chuck Norris, tuning in, home in time from work to watch the top 10 shootout. That's what it's all about. Life's all about timing and sharing passions, and thank you for sharing mine. I think that was a quote from Michael Schumacher before his final race there many, many years ago. But look at this. Binger now on his hot lap around Bathurst. Does it get any better than this, Jason?
No, it doesn't. And Binger, close mate of mine, I've had a couple of wins with him. Yeah, 2 wins, I guess, you can call it. A few podiums, he's very handy. Of course, this man spent the first, I reckon, 3 years of the game cycle. He could take the car apart into pieces and put it back together with his eyes closed. He is, yeah, he's a handy driver in the Nissan, and he's handy at Bathurst as he nicks the wall there. I'm not sure.
As we've lost Jason there, but we've still got you, everybody at home. We'll never leave you, don't worry about that, as we take a look at Binger here. Just getting the business done here. Down the hill we go. Dipper onto Conrod straight again, looking very nice. You can see the lap times. Well, you know you can't, not quite yet. Down Conrod straight we go. 1.9 kilometres down Conrod straight. 250, 260 kilometres an hour, and boy, you can get some channel points if you make the correct predictions, of course. As you can see, coming down to the chase we go now. Where's this going to put him, Jason, if we've still got you there on the line? Let's have, yes, you certainly are. As yes, it's down to the final corner we go, then down to second gear. Over the start-finish line, what's it going to be? We're about to find out, aren't we? Up to, yes, up to
2016.
2016 as he continues down the escape road. We're going to go back to our broadcast central broadcast position and take a look at Clocaid now. And here he is getting ready now for his run. So a 201.5 for Smitty, provisional pole for him. Binger not too far behind, and 1/10 further back, and then it's Metal Steel as we take a look at Clocaid here. And big shout out NZ Sim Racing TV, Omega Esports as well on YouTube. Multi-stream, Jason, did you hear that? Multi-streaming tonight across more than just one platform. We're going global on both Twitch and YouTube. We are everywhere tonight on your Saturday night.
Yes, we are, and here comes Kings 1 with Clocaid in the car. So these two are going to have little bragging rights between them. Who's going to be started come tomorrow's race? But of course, Clocaid still has to do the lap. Binger's already done it, so pressure's on Clocaid now. He's been out of the very handy driver. I've had many battles with him over the years. He hasn't been able to race for the last probably 6 or 7. Back in the Nissan, signed up with Kings for the season, and let's see what he can do. He looks a lot better. Oh, he didn't hit the wall like Binger did, but he's a lot better over the top.
Absolutely. Kings Racing 1, car number 33. The Nissan, of course, Clocaid and Jimbo behind the wheel of this car. It's made it into the top 10 shootout. How much further can it go? Come on, Clocaid. You might say that, Jimbo. Get your predictions in. What will pole position be? Above or below the line of a 2:05? Gamble responsibly, everybody out there with your kid coins. But let's have a look down Conrod Straight. Here comes Clocaid. And I'd love to get an idea of how this lap is going, Jason, but it
looks pretty good.
It looks pretty good. It needs to be good enough to beat that man for Hoon Corp 1 on P1. Go Nissan. Thank you, Skyline. As you can see now through the chase, heading towards Murray's corner here.
That was nice.
Looking very hooked up, Jason, as we approach the final corner here.
I'm going to say a 201.3 here. I reckon he's going to pip Smitty. It looks really good.
I'm going to say a 201.4. Let's have a look and see what it's going to be. Across the line, it is a 201.160. Wowee! That is far quicker than what we expected. And we have a new provisional pole man here in qualifying for the Bathurst 6 hours, Jason.
Yes, and it is my team. I'm happy to call them my team when they do well. No, I'm just joking, but no, that's a very good lap by Clocaid. It looks very good over the top. Of course, you have to hustle that Nissan because it is a big boat. But now we move on to B-John, and these guys, there's only a couple of McLarens. Of course, last season we had about 15 McLarens. Now we only have 3. And these guys have been sneaking on the radar. Naked Blade and B-John, they are a very, very good chance for Pro-Am win tomorrow. So, where can they start the race? Where can they qualify? They're going to be looking for that 2-minute 1.1 that Clocaid's thrown down.
Let's have a look here. It's Cactus 1 Racing. And you can see there, naked blade. Oh boy, it's been a long day. Car 407, they're McLaren boys. And Jimbo just saying, we spoke about this, Wilco. You've been booted from the team. Provisional poll, of course. Let's go for Kings 1, says Skyline. But here we go. And B. John now behind the wheel of this car. Get your predictions in. 2-minute warning on the predictions. As you can see here. Absolutely. Let's hope this is a fantastic lap for, but a big thank you to TV Grub Live for following the channel. Fantastic going live. Multiple channels, of course, here this evening, not at least of which this one. Kid Buyers on Twitch, NZ Sim Racing TV, of course, on YouTube, and Mega Esports on YouTube as well. But B. John is looking very nice. This is a good lap.
That's the best over the top I've seen so far. So, I reckon we're close to this 201.0 here, I reckon.
Let's guess, get those predictions in, get those predictions in, use your coins wisely, but a 201.160 is what they're aiming at. I'm so excited, Jason, I'm standing up as we take a look at B. John down Conrod Straight now. Zoom, and he's approaching the chase. We thought the last lap was good, this one's looking even better here.
It is looking good. It was very, very quick over the top. It was pretty much nearly flat the whole time. And, that could cost him. He hit the curb. You don't do that in McLaren. It does not like curbs. So has that cost him a couple of tenths there? I reckon that would have been at least 2. Is that going to cost him provisional pole as he goes to the last corner? Trev, call it.
Oh, is that going to be the difference? The difference between P1? Where's it going to be? It is! Oh my goodness!
That's the 2 tenths.
McLarens and curbs. Not ideal, not best friends exactly there, and you can see it's cost him as they go to P2 now as we look at Noodles, and boy, oh boy, this session is heating up.
Here we go. Into the pro drivers now.
Into the pro drivers now. This is getting serious. Now we're getting into the realms of some of these guys who do this for a living, Jason. These boys mean business.
Oh yeah, here we go. Call this lap because Noodles, we know he's a very quick driver. And he is very quick over 1 lap, so let's see what this BMW can do.
Let's have a look. Well, there's 23 corners on this circuit, and it all kicks off now with turn 1. You know the drill by now. Up Mountain Straight we go. 1.1 kilometres, 6.213 kilometres this track overall. And Noodles now for BCG2 this weekend for that team. And Norm and Noodles together again this weekend for BCG2 in the BMW as we climb the mountain. Here we go. Through 3 and 4, the cutting.
That was good through there.
This is where things start to tighten
Let's see where how far he pushes over this top here. How close does he get to this wall here? Ready? Oh, he left a little bit there. A little bit.
Through Quarry Corner. These corner names fantastically famous.
Flat
corners,
over there.
Flat. Reed Park, you know the drill.
Big
7,
lift.
8, 9. Let's go. Starting the run down. McPhillamy Park. Skyline as well here. The S's heading towards the Dipper as well now to turns 15 on this lap. This is looking good, Jason. And if you're out there watching, this is how it's done there.
That was nice. That was a beautiful exit there.
Very nice indeed. This is how the pros do things, Jason, if you don't mind. And anyone out there watching, this is the man you need to look at. Here comes Noodles. And Paul behind the wheel of that car. I had the pleasure of calling him for many, many races over the years as he comes down now. Get your braking marker right here for the chase. Nicely
beautiful.
done.
I reckon we've got a 2 minute here. I think we've got a first 2 minute flat. Here we go.
Well, not just talking about the livery, but I'm loving it, that's for sure, as he comes down to the final corner here in the McDonald's car, the number 76 entry in the BMW. A little bit bumpy there, but it's good enough for pole position. And hello, Jason. Welcome to the 2 minute flat club there for Noodles. Fantastic lap for him. Well, we thought the lap before that was good, but that one was even better for him.
Yeah, that just looked perfect over the top. Almost like he would probably call it almost perfect because that exit, that was the best someone's gone through the up, for sure. It's very, very good. I like watching these cars. You can pretty much see visually where they are gaining time over the car before. Here we go, Mr. Hainsey. Here we go. Let's do it.
Here we go. Sorry out there, Viper. I think we might have missed the lap on board with Noodles. I do apologise for that, but please let me make it up to you at some point in time. Here comes Hainsey. Stone Harbour and Hainsey behind the wheel of the Loose Rear Racing team. That's one thing they want to stay away from on this lap, I'm sure. There's no pressure here, Jace, but they've got the whole world watching, or at least a small percentage of it here. Matty D, 51, great to have you with us. Piping hot lap there, B. John. Thank you, XO. B. John currently in P3. We were getting excited about some of these laps, and let me tell you, it's one of those sessions, Jason. I've had that feeling all evening where it's just going to go. It's going to get better and better, isn't it? And we're going to see these times tumbling as Hainsey.
Oh, lovely.
Well, Loose Rear Racing, they're not quite living up to their name, but looking very good so far. Jason over the top here.
Again. We're seeing a good lap here. It's looking good.
This is looking good. It's looking very good indeed. You heard it here first. Is this going to be better than a 2 minute 7.80 down the mountain?
Oh, he's made a mistake there. It's a little bit too hot. Oh, he's slapped the wall.
And into the wall. It doesn't take much, does it? And 0 to 0 very, very quickly. In fractions of a second, it can be done for car 543.
That's 3 tenths he's cost him there.
It's
3 tenths
yeah,
there.
3 tenths. Can it get him into the top 4 though, Jason? Here as we see him finish the lap now. That's going to be the big question. Not too many to go after this, of course. Twitchy, Kilroy, Simon Bishop, and this man on your screen. A couple of corners to go here. Down to the chase. Find that braking point, and slightly twitchy there through the chase, and that's going to cost him big time here, Jason, heading towards the final corner.
I reckon we're going to see maybe a mid 201. Yeah, I reckon that's just cost him a few tenths.
Here we go
201,
across the line.
So that probably shows how quickly he could have gone if he didn't hit that wall there, because that would have definitely cost him a few tenths. But Hainsey, he had pole position this time last year for the Bathurst. So we know he's quick. 201. He's P5 at worst with only 2 cars to go now. So here comes Simon, who nearly binsed on the start of the lap there. So here we go, Mr. Simon. Man Simon. And he shaves his head. He's ready to go for a 2 minute 0.4 is my prediction here.
Absolutely. It wouldn't take him long to do that, would it? But no, all jokes aside, we love his work. Here he comes, GT World Finals man. Whether it's Amsterdam, New York, or Barcelona, he's in Bathurst tonight. He's Mr. Worldwide, isn't he? He looks a bit like Pitbull, but here he comes through the first corner we go. And no, don't do it, Jason. BCG1, Matthew Simmons. Matthew Simmons. Yes, and Simon Bishop alongside him this weekend. Car number 1, BCG1 Racing Team. These boys are that good, Jason. They do this stuff for a living. As a big shout out to everyone out there watching. 39 people watching us tonight across Twitch and YouTube. Thank you, Nismo. Thank you, Porsche GT. Scotty Rainsford tuning in on the NZ Sim Racing TV channel as well. Mega Esports on YouTube. Jason, we're talking Mr. Worldwide. We are going out there live to thousands, literally, this evening.
Oh yeah, we'll call it thousands, but Simon's looking very good at the top. That's probably the best run. I feel like I'm saying that all the time, but it just shows that the guys are getting faster and faster. And we're getting into the... that was beautiful through there. He's nicked that mirror at the tip of there. That's perfect. Can he get stopped and get a good exit like Noodles did? And let's see. Short shift. Oh, yeah, that's good. I reckon we're on for a 2 minute 0.4. It's my prediction.
Absolutely.
Everyone get your prediction in quickly. You got 10 seconds to get your prediction. What's it going to be?
10 seconds. It's 6 seconds now. The pressure is on. Track temperature 26 degrees. Optimum track conditions. No rain to speak of. No wind to speak of either. Perfect conditions, Jason. If you win the toss, make sure we get out there and bat first and set a big score early. But what can Simon do? Let's have a look through the chase. This lap's got me standing up again through the final corner, approaching the final corner. I'm ahead of Simon on this lap, aren't I? I could be on pole position myself. Here we go, through the final corner we go. 2 minute flat, 0.4, says Porsche GT across the line. What's it going to be? It's pole position! 10 thousandths of a second.
That's his PB.
Off of the 2 minute 4 mark. Let me tell you, a fantastic lap from a fantastic man, a professional in every sense of the word. OMG, indeed. You got that prediction in at the right time, Porsche GT. You said 2 minute flat 0.4. It was a 2 minute flat 0.390. 3.390 ahead of Noodles in P2. As we take a look at car number 726. We started with 27 and it was down to 20. Now it's down to, then it was down to 10. Now it's down to this man. And let me tell you, Jason, he's done it before. Can he do it again?
He's done, I reckon, the sessions I've been on, he's done 2-minute point 3 about 10 times. So can he nail his lap again? Can he go faster? We're going to find out over the next minute 30 here. See what this car can do.
I'm on the edge of my seat, and I know you are at home too. I'm as far away as my cord will allow, as Distinct Andrew now on his run. Outplayed car number 726, Mercedes AMG here across the top of the mountain we go. Hold your breath, look at that! And I could watch that camera angle every single day of the week. Let's go, Andrew! Oh, Matty D says, let's go, Matty D 51, and boy, Twitchy, Matty McEwen, Distinct Andrew, they are very, very handy indeed. And this team, unbelievable. What will pole position be? Is it going to be, well, it certainly is going to be below the 2-minute point 5 mark here in this lap. It's going very quickly here, Jason. Is it going to be good enough?
This is going to be a dead heat. It's going to be hot. Well, they look identical over the top. Maybe Simon had a little better run at the dipper. He got a bit closer to that wall. But Andrew was really good over the grate. And yeah, I have no idea. Let's see. Who's it going to be?
Let's wait and see. We've seen drivers with identical times, haven't we, in the past? And you can see there a little bit of curb there through the chase. Is that going to affect his time? He comes down to the final corner. It all comes down to this. Who will be on pole position for the 6 hours of Bathurst on a Sunday with thanks to Mega Esports? He's got it. No, he doesn't.
The curve at the last corner.
The curve. Did he take too much curb through the chase? We called it when we watched it live, and that is going to be 2 minutes, 0.6. Distinct Andrew, 0.2 of a second off of pole position, and that leaves BCG1 and Simon Bishop on pole position for the big race on Sunday afternoon, all kicking off at 12 noon. And there we go, if I can get it right. 12 noon Australian Eastern Time, 2 p.m. NZ Time. BCG1 on pole position. Matty Simmons has entered the chat. And Simon Bishop, what a lap. And Jason, in the end, it was good enough to take P1 and starting in P1 on Sunday afternoon.
Oh yeah, what a lap. We need to... Do we not try and stuff around with the replay and go back on board and watch that lap again? Because that was perfect. As I said, that dipper... Nick the mirror. Let's see if he wants to jump on and have a chat. I'll get that sorted. Do you want to try and go onto the replay camera and see if you can get a replay of that? I'm going to send Mr. Simon a message and we'll get him on for a chat.
Let's have a look here at this lap, and we'll get through. And let's have a look here at this lap now. And we want to ride on board, don't we? We want to. Oh, team radio there coming in. We'll get back to that in a moment. And no, we're just. Oh boy, it worked well in rehearsals, didn't it, Jason? But how do we get back now and get this lap through? We're going to have a look here. We're just getting.
I can help you out.
Yes.
Let me have a look.
I think we're getting there at the moment. Please, if you are prone to quick flashes of light, then turn away now. But we're going to get through this lap, and we're going to get there eventually. That's right.
Keep hitting that O1 button.
we're professionals at what we do, that's for sure. We love to have your company, but I think, in fact, I don't think I know that this lap deserves another look from the eyeballs of Simon Bishop in this car. You know what we're going to do? We're going to get rid of all this other stuff on the screen, Jason, and appreciate this lap around Bathurst, pole position, and we're going to take you through it. Here we go. Look at this. What a lap. Let's just sit back and enjoy.
Why don't we get the man himself to commentate his lap? Simon, do you want to talk about turn 1, talk about turn 2, and the rest of the lap?
Okay, mate. I can't actually see the lap.
We're just going into turn 2 now.
Okay, so I put the pressures up a bit, and I thought I'd stuffed it because this corner didn't turn in very well. And then, yeah, it was pretty solid. I just gave it everything over the top. I talked to Matt beforehand, and I was like, well, we're going for first, or we're going to start 10th. So I gave it a good crack.
Yeah, your dipper, when we get to that, the dipper was perfect. Literally nicking that mirror on the dipper. It was the best run I'd seen. I was watching Chase Cam the whole time, so I saw how close exit. Noodles probably had a slightly better exit, but you were definitely second. But yeah, that was a very good lap. It was balls to the wall, using all the track. It was, would you call it almost a perfect lap? Or was there still something in it?
Oh, pretty much. Like, I think I lost a bit at the chase because I didn't want to stuff it. And then, yeah. But when I was watching Andrew, I was like, oh, he's going to give me that. Because he always, like I said in the chat, that he always raises to the occasion in those kind of moments. And we saw it the other day, and I thought I was going to see it then. But, yep, happy with that. That's our first pole in 2.5 years. So, happy with that. And we'll looking forward to the race tomorrow. It's going to be fun. It's going to be a big grid, be a big day. Really looking forward to it.
We certainly are, and we're just taking a look at the end of this lap. We know you can't see it, Simon, but we can. So approaching the final corner. Tremendous top 10 indeed. Thank you, EXO. And some guy called Matty Simmons. Thank you to you. Down to second out of the final corner across the start-finish line. What a lap! That is exactly how it's done here. And BCG, pole position for BCG1 here for the big race on Sunday. And we're going to jump out. We could watch that all day. I forgot to click save. That'd be a good little reference point
Save
for
and
me.
frame.
Not that I could get anywhere near that if I live to be 150. But Simon, we've got you there, mate. How is it feeling? You talked us through part of that lap there, mate, but it's got to be feeling good. You said first pole position for a couple of years. And how's the team feeling going into Sunday?
Yeah, we feel good. BMW is fun to drive. There's a lot of really good cars, which I think is great for the race itself. I think you saw in qualifying with how close it was to get into the 10. In terms of our car, we're happy with it. We know what we've got. So a lot's going to happen, though, in the race, which I think will be quite exciting to be a part of, but also quite exciting for you guys to commentate on. So looking forward to it. Maybe Wilco will make it rain. That'd be nice. But otherwise, if it's sunny the whole way, then, yeah, pretty happy.
Absolutely.
Well, you have my baking out details, mate, so slap a griller in there and we can...
Yeah, maybe I can donate to your new headset fund potentially.
Oh, yeah, that's great. Yep.
Yes, HyperX Cloud 3 currently on special. But anyway, no, that's fantastic. Thank you, Simon. What's the name of your teammate? Oh, what's his name? No, just kidding. Yes, so we know who that is, and he's in the chat as well. But big shout out, Matty Simmons. That's right. He's here with us, and he will be on Sunday as well. But Simon, thank you for joining us post that incredible lap. As we've got exit 1 following now. Thank you for joining part of the community. 2 minutes, 0.390, Simon. That is a fantastic lap, mate, and all the best come Sunday afternoon. I'm sure you're going to be right amongst it. Yeah,
it'd be nice to be leading, hopefully, in the first lap, but you never know. But, yeah, looking forward to tomorrow. And indeed, thanks, everybody, for tuning in. And I hope that a lot of people tune in tomorrow as well. It'll be quite exciting, I think.
Absolutely, and we've got the details on our screen. Where to tune in, that's the big question. Twitch.tv/KidBuyers, NZ Sim Racing TV on YouTube. Also over on the Mega Motorsports NZ YouTube channel. It is the 6 hours for Mega Esports of Bathurst here at Mount Panorama to kick off Season 3 of the 2025 AUSNZ PS5 Endurance Series. Great partners there at the bottom of our screen, as you can see, but it all kicks off. As you can see, qualifying done and dusted. Race start Sunday, 2 p.m. New Zealand time, 12 noon Eastern time. A little bit earlier or a little bit later, depending on which part of the world you're in. Thank you, Jason, for jumping in. We had a couple of apologies tonight, but thank you for jumping in and sitting with me for qualifying. And I'm sure you'll be around tomorrow as well.
Yeah, I might be able to pop in and say hello during the race, but I'm going to say this quickly so it doesn't ready. I will be doing safety car and a bit of live shooting tomorrow. So bad, but yeah, good luck to everyone tomorrow. Well done tonight to everyone. Well done to Simon. Well done to Anne.
yeah, we should see a pretty fun race tomorrow. So
Absolutely. We started with 28. We were down to 20, then down to 10, and then down to 1. And it was BCG1 getting the job done tonight. Simon Bishop, Matty Simmons behind the wheel of that car come Sunday. All the times, all the places to watch the opening round of this series are on your screen. Be kind to one another. Don't forget, one more sleep, the big one tomorrow. 6 hours of Bathurst coming at you tomorrow afternoon with thanks to Mega Esports. We'll see you next time, but for now, it's goodbye. See ya.